If I didn't have it, I would steal, cheat, lie, didn't matter.
Mitchell Leff says he first started taking drugs and alcohol when he was a teenager in high school, but his dependency quickly escalated.
I was under 21 and drug dealers don't card. So it quickly switched to marijuana, and that became a daily habit 4 or 5 times a day. And then it quickly switched to cocaine.
According to one government study in 2019, 13% of Americans 12 years or older were using illicit drugs, including marijuana, cocaine, and opioids, hitting a peak despite America's 50-year war on drugs. Data from another 2019 report showed the estimated annual cost of U.S. drugs and alcohol addiction was $3.7 trillion, the equivalent of the GDP of 45 out of 50 states. The medical community also considers gambling an addiction. In one study, estimated annual costs associated with compulsive gambling at $7 billion. That figure included gambling-related legal costs, job losses, and bankruptcies. Leff's family understands this only too well. They say the financial toll only worsened the emotional and psychological pain they suffered.
When Mitchell entered rehab, my wife had breast cancer also. And I was going to Temple to try to get support, and I was sitting crying.
Leff's father says the family spent tens of thousands of dollars on treatment and recovery to help save their son's life, costs they say that insurance didn't cover.
When the expert tells us to jump, we only ask how high. And when they asked us to support him, I'm sorry.
Dominic Chianesi says the story is the same for many patients and families he's treated.
It becomes a very desperate situation. People mortgage their homes, spend their life savings. Listen to anything that a professional would tell them, regardless of costs, in order to save your loved one.
According to research from the University of Pennsylvania, over the past 5 decades, the U.S. has spent more than $1 trillion on its drug policies. Many experts, however, believe the war on drugs is failing.
We are spending way too much money on the problem and less on the solution.
Still, efforts are underway to do more. New York Governor Kathy Hochul recently announced a more than $2.7 million initiative supporting addiction treatment in homeless shelters across the city using federal funding. Luckily for Leff, treatment worked. He says he's been substance-free for 15 years. Coming full circle, he now works as a recovery and crisis intervention coach, helping other addicts.
I'm so proud of him. He's a grown man now, and he has a beautiful apartment in New York City. I'm just so happy for him.
Every day is a gift, a blessing.
Karina Mitchell, CGTN, New York.